This happened last fall, on one of those nights when the air smells of dampness and the darkness feels alive. I've been working as a food delivery courier for a couple of years now, usually taking the night shifts. Roads are clear, streetlights flicker like old friends, and there are enough orders to keep me from getting bored. My bike is old and battered, with peeling paint and creaky pedals, but it's never let me down. I'm used to empty streets, the rustle of leaves under my wheels, and the occasional passers-by who flinch from the beam of my headlight. But that night was different. Something hung in the air, heavy, sticky, like a premonition of trouble. It all started with an order around midnight. My app pinged, and I glanced at the screen. Delivery from a 24-hour cafe on the outskirts of town. Routine stuff, nothing suspicious, until I saw the drop-off address. An abandoned warehouse in the old industrial zone, 3 kilometers from any residential area. I frowned, muttering under my breath, "Who even orders food there?" and opened the chat with the customer. The reply came instantly. "Waiting at the gates. Don't be late." Short, cold, no emojis. Weird, sure, but money is money, and the tip for a long trip could cover my coffee for a week. When I rolled up to the cafe, the last worker was already turning off the lights. The door slammed shut in my face, but he silently shoved the bag through a crack. Hot, smelling of fries and burgers. I tossed it into my backpack and set off. The road to the industrial zone stretched on forever. Streetlights grew sparse, their yellow glow trembling and fading into the dark. The wind pushed scraps of newspaper across the asphalt, and somewhere in the distance, a dog howled, long and mournful. The moon hid behind clouds, and the farther I rode, the more a chill crept over me. Not from the wind, from something else. I braked so hard at the warehouse gates that the chain on my bike let out a pitiful clank. The place looked dead. Rusted iron gates, a broken lock, chains dangling like snakes. No light, no sound, just a silence that pressed on my ears. I flicked on my phone's flashlight and swept it around. The beam caught shards of broken glass and old tires. No one. My voice wavered as I called out, "Hey, delivery! Anyone there?" The echo came back distorted, like someone was mocking me from deep inside the warehouse. And then I heard footsteps, slow, shuffling, as if someone was dragging their feet across the gravel, unhurried but steadily closing in. He stepped out from the shadow of the gates, tall, gaunt, wearing a long coat that dragged along the ground, snagging on debris. His face was hidden under a hood, but I caught the glint of his eyes. Too bright, too unnatural, like a beast in the night. He didn't say a word, just stood there staring. I swallowed the lump in my throat, pulled the bag out, and held it toward him, careful not to get too close. His hand slid out from the sleeve, pale with long fingers and nails like claws. When he took the food, a chill from his skin shot through my fingers, even though we barely touched. I was about to pedal off when he spoke. His voice was low, raspy, like it clawed its way up from underground. "Have you ever delivered somewhere you shouldn't have?" I froze, unsure how to answer. My heart pounded so loud I could hear it in my ears. I wanted to crack a joke, say something like, "Only to my ex," but the words stuck. He stepped closer and added, "I order every night, every damn night, and every time someone shows up, and then they don't come back." He drew out the last words slowly, like a threat. Goosebumps raced down my spine, and my legs pushed the pedals on their own. I bolted, not looking back, the wind slamming into my face, drowning out everything but his laugh. Quiet, dry, like the rustle of dead leaves. The ride back felt endless, streetlights flashing by like a nightmare, tree shadows stretching toward me like claws. I burst into my apartment, slammed the door, and collapsed on the couch, still gripping an imaginary handlebar. I checked the app. The order was gone, like it never existed. No history, no payment, nothing. Just a blank screen staring back at me. The next day, I turned on the news to distract myself. That's when I saw the headline, "Old bicycle found at abandoned warehouse." The camera showed it, my bike. The exact one, with peeling paint and creaky pedals. Except I was at home, and it was standing in my room, right against the wall where I'd left it. I approached it, hands trembling, and touched the frame. It was ice cold, and on the seat lay a small scrap of paper. Written on it, in jagged handwriting, was a single word: "Thank you."